We are using our packets that say percent as a direct proportion, Unit 1E. Yesterday, we watched, so you had to watch page 6, percent of a number first before you watched this. So this is percent as a direct proportion. And I'm going to relate it back to our equation, y equals kx. Y equals the part, or the is, or the amount. The part of something that you pay. It's the part, not the total. Y is the is, or the amount. X is the total, or the of that we saw yesterday. The of. X is the total, or the of. K is the percent that you're paying, the rate of percent. Remember, K is always the unit rate, or the constant, right? We call it the constant sometimes, or we called it the scale factor, or the constant of proportionality. K is that constant. So K is the percent now. It's the percent, the thing that has the symbol on it. So you can use y equals kx. The part, y, equals the percent, k, times the whole, x. Y equals the part equals the percent of the whole. A part of something is a percent of a whole of something. That makes sense. Or you could say the part over the whole, or the is over the of that we saw yesterday, is the percent. Or the amount over the total, the part, the amount over the total. So if you got 18 out of 20 total questions correct, you got 90% of them correct. So, using our y equals kx today. Sales tax, y, because it's only part of what you pay, right? Sales tax is part of what you pay. You buy something. You pay $19 for a shirt. Well, you pay all of that $19 plus some sales tax more. The rate of the tax, 8% here, that's your K. The rate is K. The total that you're buying, the $19 shirt, that's the X. So the cost of the item is the X. The sales tax, Y, is part of what you pay. And the rate of tax, the percent, 8%. So yes, you do have to pay 8 pennies more on every dollar that you purchase here in Monroe County. So what is the constant of proportionality? What is the K? Well, K is 8%. We represent that as the decimal 800ths, not 8%. You have to change it to the 800ths that it is. So we don't put percent signs on our K's. We write them as the decimal equivalent form. So not the percent form, the decimal form. So yes, you pay 8 cents more for every item that you buy, 8 cents. Write an equation to represent this situation. Well, the tax is 8% of the item that I buy, X. Y equals 800ths, X. Complete the following table. So, the sales tax, if I buy a dollar item, so this is $1, the cost of the item. This is my X, this is my Y. So, my sales tax is 8%. If I buy something for $1, I pay $1.08. I have to pay 8 more cents. If I buy something for $2, well, 2 times 8 cents is 16 cents. 3 times 8 cents is 24 cents. 4 times 8 cents, or 800ths, is 32 cents, or 32 hundredths. 5 times 8 cents, $5, I would have to pay $5.40 tax. I bought something for $6, 6 times 8 cents, 48 cents. 7 times 8 cents, 56 cents. 8 times 8 cents, 64 cents. 9 times 8 cents, 72 cents. And 10 times 8 cents, 80 cents. So if you bought a shirt for $10, you paid $10.80 for it. Graph this situation using the table from above. Okay, Well, I know my sales tax is Y, so my sales tax and yes, it's money, so I'm going to write a money symbol there. Sales tax is my y-axis. My x-axis is the cost of the item, just like it says in the table there. Cost of item. That's my x. So if I have a $1 item, a $2 item, a $3 item, a $4 item, a $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. I'm using the majority of my axis. I can't spread it out every 2 boxes because then the 10 and the 9 and the 8 probably wouldn't fit on here. So what am I going to count on my y-axis by? I'm going to count by 800ths. I'm going to use the numbers in my table to label the lines of my graph paper. So the first one is 800ths, then 1600ths, 2400ths, 3200ths, 4000ths, 4800ths, 5600ths, 6400ths, 7200ths, 7200ths, and 8000ths or 8/10ths. So yes, guess what? If I buy nothing, I pay no tax. 0, 0 is part of this graph. And if I plot all these points, does it go up in a straight line and through the origin? Yes, because I have a constant rate of 8 cents for every dollar that I buy. So yes, sales tax is a proportional relationship. Question E says, explain what the point 3 2400ths means. So a $3 item, or an item costing $3, a $3 item will have 24 cents, and I can write it with the $sign and the decimal point, or no decimal point and the cent sign, 24 cents, tax on it, or tax added on or on it. That's what those points mean. $3, that's the X, the cost of the item. 2400ths, 24 cents, that's the Y, that's the tax. What is the total cost of an item that is $4 after sales tax? What is the total cost of an item that is $4 after sales tax? Well, $4 for the item, the tax, 32 cents, so the total cost would be $4.32. The total cost is $4.32. You know when you go to purchase something at a store that you better have some extra money to pay for that tax. Example 2. A company buys a cell phone for $225 and then marks it up $45 before they sell it to the consumer, the customer. Probably because they have to pay, you know, company bills and everything, so they need to, if they bought it for $225, well, they got to pay their salespeople and lighting and building costs and everything else. Of course they're going to mark it up a little bit. Use an equation and the constant of proportionality to solve each of the following situations. Find the percent of the markup. Find the percent of the markup. Well, the markup, that's part of what you pay. That's the Y. A company buys a cell phone for $225. That's the cost. That's the X. So if I want to find the percent, the Y over the X is going to give me the rate of percent, which is the K. Or I could say the is over the of is going to give me the percent over 100. I'm going to use the Y over X equals K. So yes, $45 is the part. $225 was the cost. When I take 45 and divide it by 225, I get 2/10. Well, that's not a percent. I need a percent. Well, we know how to do that, to change a decimal to a percent. Multiply by 100, da-dum, slide it to the right, you get 20%. Find the percent of the markup. So they're charging you an additional 20% by marking it up $45. Use the same percent of markup to find the markup on a $300 phone. Okay, well, y equals kx. I know that I'm going to take my k, which is 20%. I'm going to put it in as the decimal, however. And the x, the cost of the item, that's that $300, to figure out what's the percent of markup. Use it to find the markup on that $300 phone. So how much are they marking it up? I'm trying to find my y. So 2/10 times 300 is going to give me 60. The y, the markup, is $60. That's just part of what you're paying. So if the company bought a $300 phone and marked it up 20%, they would sell it to you for $360. Oh, that's letter C. What is the total cost of the item? What is the total cost of the item? Well, the total cost of the item owed, I'm going to do both items. If it's the $225 phone that they marked up for $45, that total cost would now be $270. If it was the $300 phone and they marked it up $60, that same 20%, it would cost the consumer, me, who wants to buy it, $360. So we have actually, I did both phones there. What rate could you use to find the cost of the phone without finding the markup first? What rate or what percent could you use to find the cost of the phone without finding the markup first? So I don't want to find the 20%. I know if I'm buying a $300 phone, I'm going to pay all $300. I'm going to pay 100% for that $300 phone. Just like if I went and bought a $90 pair of shoes. I paid $90 plus I would pay 20% more if they marked it up. This is the 20%. So this cost to the consumer was 120% of the original cost of the $300. So you always pay 100% unless it's on sale of something, plus whatever the markup is. If it's 20%, guess what? You're paying 120%. If it's 15%, you're paying 115%. If something's marked up 35%, you're paying 135%, because you're paying the original cost, the original plus the markup. So I could have said, oh, I don't want to know what the markup is. What's a $225 phone marked up 20%? Oh, guess what? It's $270. I could have found 1 2/10, which is 120% changed to a decimal. 1 2/10 times 225 would give me immediately that $270. So any original price plus the markup price is the percent, the rate that you're really paying. That's the total rate that you're paying. So that's another way you could solve this problem. And that's it for today.